People posting these penguin memes just really drives home the point of how unserious and inept Trump and his team are. These Trump tariffs are simply unserious, but the whole penguin situation has me cackling. We've been saying this, but not all MAGA people know, and apparently Trump doesn't know either, or he might. Tariffs are a tax on consumers. But how did we get from all of these penguins, and how does it connect to Trump and tariffs? I'm going to show you more memes, but how did we get here? All right, this is an article from the BBC, Nowhere Safe, How an Island of Penguins Ended Up on Trump Tariff List. Two tiny remote Antarctic outposts populated by penguins and seals are among the obscure places targeted by Trump administration's new tariffs. Heard and McDonald Islands, a territory which sits 4,000 kilometers southwest of Australia, are only accessible via a 7-day boat trip from Perth and haven't been visited by humans in almost a decade. Australian Trade Minister Don Farrell told the Australian Broadcasting Corporation, or ABC, that the tariffs were clearly a mistake. Poor old penguins. I don't know what they did to Trump, but look, I think this is an indication, to be honest with you, that this was a rushed process and a dumb process. Here's Trump and his tariff list. Trump on Wednesday unveiled a sweeping import tax scheme in retaliation for what he said are unfair trade barriers on U.S. products. Okay. Skip to the bottom. It just shows and exemplifies the fact that nowhere on earth is safe from this or from their stupidity. There's nothing there, he told the BBC. As far as he knows, there are only 2 Australian companies which catch and export Patagonian toothfish and mackerel ice fish. What is in abundance, however, is unique and in spectacular nature. Okay, so that's enough of the article. Let's get to some memes. This is history right here. Yes, penguins know English, and yes, penguins do write with ink pens. So this is the Penguin Declaration of Independence. So this is when the Heard and McDonald Islands freed themselves. No taxation without representation. None. No. I think this content creator is the one that put the Heard and McDonald Islands on the tariff list. He says, folks, let me tell you something nobody wants to talk about. Penguins. That's right. These little tuxedo wearing freeloaders waddling around like they own the place. And guess what? They're taking massive economic advantage of the United States. It's a disaster. We give them billions sliding around on ice, eating fish, not paying taxes. They're not contributing one bit to the economy, but the liberal scientists, oh, they love them. They call it conservation. I call it economic terrorism. These people are so unserious. The protest has begun. Down with tariffs. Stop the tariffs. Tariffs hurt us all. That these penguins are on point. They know the truth about tariffs. Stop the tariffs. No tariffs. This is another piece of history back when the penguins were trying to fight for their freedom. I think that's what this is. And then finally, we have a polar bear calling some penguins. So the polar bear calls the penguins and says, do you know what a tariff is? And then the penguin says, no idea, but someone called Mike just added us to a group chat. We'll ask them. So now I'm going to segue into the silliness that is Mike Waltz and his issues. These people are such a joke, a terrible, terrible joke. National Security Advisor Michael Waltz reportedly conducted business via Gmail. Michael Waltz, the embattled national security advisor to Donald Trump and other members of the National Security Council, have reportedly used personal Gmail accounts to conduct government business. The apparent use of Gmail, a relatively insecure method of communication for high-level government officials, places further scrutiny upon Waltz, who is already under pressure after adding a journalist to a group chat on the commercial Signal app, where top U.S. officials then planned and celebrated a U.S. airstrike in Yemen last month. Now, as I read that, was Hillary Clinton coming into your mind? But her emails, Hillary and her emails. Did that enter your brain like it did as I was reading that? The revelations of the Gmail use come from the Washington Post, which said it has reviewed documents and interviewed 3 unnamed officials about the apparent security lapse. Waltz had potentially exploitable information sent to his Gmail, such as his schedule and other work documents, the Post reported. One of Waltz's aides on the National Security Council, meanwhile, allegedly used Gmail for more sensitive material, such as discussing military positions and weapon systems with colleagues in other government agencies who use their government-issued accounts. A spokesperson for the National Security Council denied to the Post that Waltz had used Gmail improperly. Waltz didn't and wouldn't send classified information on an open account. This latest episode, however, risks further damage to the standing of Waltz following the revelation last week that he added Jeffrey Goldberg, editor-in-chief of The Atlantic magazine, to a Signal group chat that involved senior figures such as J.D. Vance, U.S. Vice President Pete Hegseth, the defense secretary, that discussed details of an airstrike upon the Houthi rebel group in Yemen. I'm not going to do this political article. I just want you to see this headline: sloppy, reckless. Waltz's use of Signal, Gmail revived concerns about White House communications. This timeline is so silly. But this is where we are. These people voted for these people. Trump's Liberation Day, these Trump tariffs, is really causing people to be liberated from their money. It's causing companies to be liberated from their value. So this is the thumbnail for the Wall Street Journal. This was a great thumbnail. You see this steel beam. You got some tires here. I don't know what this is, but that was a really great thumbnail. Y'all needed to see that. All right, it says stock market news today. Dow plunges over 2,200 points. 6.4 trillion wiped out in the largest two-day drop on record. All right, so here is the article. I admit I am not an economist, but I see this go from up to this crash. That is what Trump tariffs and Liberation Day is doing to these stocks. A sharp rise in trade war intensity sent Wall Street spiraling Friday, pushing the Nasdaq into a bear market, denoting a 20% decline from its peak. China's decision to apply a 34% levy to all imported goods from the United States next Thursday, after Trump's tariffs go into effect, rattled markets in part because it further deflated hopes that a global settlement could be reached soon. Further hitting sentiment, Fed Chair Jerome Powell said the United States economy was more likely to face a period of higher prices and weaker growth than seemed possible a few weeks ago because of the larger than anticipated tariff hikes. The S&P 500 dropped 6%, the Nasdaq slid almost 6%, the Dow Jones Industrial fell over 2,200 points. The carnage was widespread, with 14 S&P 500 stocks rising for the day and then dropping, and 28 dropping 10% or more. The market-wide toll from the two-day tariff rout surged to a record 6.6 trillion. 6.6 trillion. I thought he said he was going to improve the economy. He just wiping gains off, just wiping them. The torrent of selling late this week shows investors coming to grips with the grim implications of the standoff. The levies announced late Wednesday were deeper and more aggressive than the business world expected. Retaliation stands to intensify the economic effects of the policies, which stand to reduce consumer income and slow economic growth. Now investors are bracing for further conflict, none of which is likely to improve the outlook for the global economy or corporate profits, the strongest driver of stock prices. Even as Trump left the door open to making deals, he vowed new tariffs on drugs and microchips. Investors took little comfort from Trump's stated willingness to negotiate. The thing about raising prices on drugs, the people here in America pay the price for all of these things coming from overseas. Higher prices on drugs is going to have people, this right here is the real death panel. This is going to have people rationing drugs or picking and choosing. If I don't take this, will I die or will I just be in pain? This is going to be a real mess. Okay, I'm going to end this there. This is it's been less than 3 months since he's been in office. Less than 3 months, and this is where we are. All right, y'all, join the conversation. Like, comment, and share.
Thank you for joining. As you are aware, U.S. President Donald Trump has imposed a 10% tariff on all exported goods from our sovereign, windswept homeland, the Heard and McDonald Islands. Now, some have described our territory as uninhabited, others as barren or inhospitable. Even more have described it in detail by saying, "There are no humans here." These people are correct, except we are here. We have always been here, watching, standing, sometimes waddling. True, we may not export goods in the traditional sense, unless you count style, contempt, and the occasional puffin who is really, really lost. Stupid puffins. But it's the principle. To target our proud penguin nation with tariffs is a declaration, not of war. We're not saying that because we're penguins and not big on fighting. Hard to punch someone with flippers. But we are saying we know where the fish are. And we control the supply. Kinda, maybe, I don't know. We're penguins. We say a lot of If President Trump believes that Heard and McDonald Islands pose an economic threat to the United States, we humbly suggest that he look inward and possibly at a map that hasn't been sharpied yet. This is not the first time we have been underestimated. Actually, it may be. There's no way of knowing. Again, we're penguins. But let it be known, we are not simply just birds in little suits. We are birds in tuxedos. Speak off, Trump. Thank you. No questions.